Okay, so tonight we're in Kilcrea Abbey. So the plan for out here then is found footage. So the camera is going to be found in one of these walls. I'm not sure which. So they'll find the camera and then the girl will come along and she'll be on her camera and it'll be the footage of what she saw that night. So see these areas here, right? You can be standing here with the camera facing this way and something running across it, but your protagonist facing the other way. So you're me facing this way, say for argument's sake, and then something's running across there, but the camera is from this angle here. So that is the plan for it. So it's going to be like different little things happening around this entire abbey, which isn't a huge abbey, but it is an amazing location to actually have the ability to shoot in. And as my short said, find a free location, and this is an amazing, beautiful free location. It is unbelievable. It is such a good location. And I have shot Tara Witch here. It was shot on the other side, which we'll go to in a minute. But like, look at this. Like, could you find a better location than this? I certainly couldn't think of one. But I think as well there's areas in here that would be amazing drone shots, like through there. Like through there would be an unbelievable drone shot. Through here, through these windows, in and out. You know, you'd need someone who's really good at controlling the drone as well. Like this could be where you find the camera. This could be the spot. There's out here as well, which you could even find the camera out here even. But it is just the perfect location for it. So you'd have them walk through the doorways here, and she's passing the doorway, and as she's passing, you have the camera facing the doorway, and she passes through, and then something else passes behind that doorway. So you're getting a glimpse of whatever evil is here. Like down this way is absolutely stunning. I definitely think a drone here flying through the windows and around would be just chef's kiss. It would be amazing. I think this is where we shot Tara Witch. No, not Tara Witch. This is where we shot something that didn't work. So we shot a film here. It was a incantation where they were calling on the main witch from Tara Witch, and it didn't work. Annoyingly, it didn't work. So for whatever reason, the footage just did not come out. These are stairways leading up. I don't know who you'd contact to ask about being able to enter these locations, because obviously you don't want to enter any locations that you're not supposed to be entering. So entering anything that is like this, you want the permission to enter. So the public side of it is fine, and as long as you're not messing anything up, as long as you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing, no starting fires, no dumping rubbish, nothing, you will be good to go. Just make sure you leave the area how you found it. Like a drone up there. Could you imagine a drone shot from up there of this area? And like walking through here. It is just the perfect location for a horror short film. And it's just beautiful as well. Like you see that even here, like you could have your main person walk through this doorway, walk over this way, and then have someone walk back that way. Now I film alone. Okay, that is the struggle I have with this. Whereas I've got to set the cameras up stationary, and then I've got to do everything myself. So it's not easy to do. It is not the best way to be doing things because I don't have actors. I don't have people to help me. I do have someone who has offered to help me, and I do have another friend as well who has offered. So I have two people who have offered to help me. It's just finding the time to get together to do the shoots is the problem. And I think being able to do it myself would be amazing. So for Tara Witch, we walked through here. So we walked through this location and we walked over here and we shot it here. I want to reshoot Tara Witch with the skill set that I have now, because I didn't have that skill set at the time, and I have a much better skill set now, and a much better editing skill set now, and a much better special effects skill set. It's not amazing by any way, shape or form, but it is a better skill set. But here, drone shots from here, down here, of the Tarot Witch. This is the altar we use for the Tarot Witch. Now, I made sure that it was cleansed and perfect afterwards. I really did. I genuinely think you need to leave locations as you find them. Can you hear these birds? I don't know what this is. Like, it's got a door handle, so I'm assuming it's a mausoleum of some kind. But could you imagine, like... There are so many films to shoot here. The one of them is the found footage one. The next one is the reshoot of Tarot Witch. And then I think there's also so many more I want to do here. So there is the found footage one, which I think definitely needs... Like, can you imagine a drone shot of coming through here? Or back that way? There's birds everywhere. It is amazing. So can you imagine the drone footage of that? So that'll be for the found footage one. There's the reshoot of Tarot Witch. There is the prequel to Tarot Witch, which is the summoning. So we're summoning here. We're summoning the kayak. That's what Tarot Witch is summoning. But before that, we're summoning... I don't know if I'm catching any of these birds. We are summoning another witch, and she is the one then that is taking over summoning the Tarot Witch, or the kayak, because we need someone to summon her, and we're not powerful enough to do it ourselves, so we summon her. So there's the two Tarot Witch, start to the Tarot Witches, and then the Tarot Witch escalates, okay, and it becomes something a bit more. So we have the Tarot Witch being summoned, and that's great, that's fantastic. We're going to get the kayak here, and then the kayak starts bringing Irish folklore mythology creatures into our world. Okay, she starts summoning them in. So again, the location will be used for summoning. It'll be a different part of the location for each summoning, but it'll be used for summoning, and she will bring these creatures back into our world. So the banshee, the leprechaun, just anything like that, anything that comes from Irish folklore mythology will be brought back into the world using this area. I think this area is just perfect for it. It's perfect for any type of filming. I think you can nearly do absolutely anything here. You could do drama, you could do anything, but I just think it is the most beautiful location. The final shot of the entire series, because there is going to be a series of short films, but the final shot of the entire series is going to be done from here at night. So it's going to be a time-lapsey kind of shot, because I wanted to start once the sun starts going down, because this is just unbelievable. Once the sun starts going down, it is beautiful, and there is so many different nooks and crannies that you can use, especially for the found footage, because for the found footage, she's going to come through this gate, okay? She's going to come through here, and she's going to have her little camera with her, and you're going to see her coming through this gate. Sorry. Never muted my phone, which I normally do. So she's going to come through this gate, and she's going to walk through, and she's going to be like, oh, la-di-da, and then it's going to be like, oh, maybe I should leave now, because this is kind of a, secluded location. And then she's going to go back up to this gate, okay, but she's not going to be able to open it. Now, I'm not going to put any lock or anything on this, I think that would be just a bit too much, but I am going to just pull it across, so that I stand here and I'm shaking it, and I'm like, what's happening? Why is it not opening? And then she hears something, and then that's when the creepy stuff starts happening to her. Here, I'm trying to get that bird on camera. The creepy stuff starts happening to her here, and it starts developing from that. Now, I do think it could be linked in with the Tarot Witch world and the Irish folklore world that is coming from the Tarot Witch, which we will be renaming that series. It was named the Tarot Witch for a reason, and that reasoning has now changed and redeveloped. So I'll be renaming the series, but for the moment it is called the Tarot Witch series, and that's what we're just going to continue to call it for simplicity, because I haven't come up with a new name for it yet. But the plan is to have 13 films within it. So I'm thinking the found footage could be the very last film we do in that series, where she starts meeting the creatures that have been summoned, or she starts discovering things or something like that. Like, look at this. Can you imagine what could be shot in such a location? Like, this stuff. Now, there will be candles and stuff used for my films, but because I am so worried about damage and property damage and everything else, any candles used will actually be electric. There will not be any fire or anything like that used, because as I've said, you don't want to damage any location that you're using. I don't know who you would contact to see if you could get into the upper areas just for a quick bit of filming. I probably need public liability insurance maybe, I'm not really sure, but I do want to see who I get to that. Now I do have some very shaky footage of this place at night, so I'm going to include that in here as well for you to see. But like, where do you find locations like this? Seriously, and free. This is what my short was about earlier, was about how free locations. You can get free locations and you can film at free locations. Like June 1797. You know, there's just birds everywhere as well, which is just adding to everything. But yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about with the free locations as well. Like, I'll have to make it work, and I'll have to find ways to make it work, and that makes it even more fun because you have to think outside the box. Okay, you don't have the perfect location when you get free locations, but the thing is with this one is actually the perfect location. Like, I couldn't think of a better location to have a horror series filmed in, and it's free. It's free. And I'll be filming alone. Well, I might be able to grab my friends. See, the problem is because I have to film at certain times, it doesn't always work for people. So it does make it a bit harder for people to join me for filming. So I do tend to end up alone when I'm doing anything. But that's okay. That's okay, because you can make amazing films by yourself. And the point of this series of shorts that I've started is to tell you about cheap ways that you can make films on a budget or no budget, which is how we're going to do this entire series. We're going to do this entire series of 13 short films. Like, I don't know if this is picking up on the camera, but look at that. We're going to do this entire series of 13 short films on no budget. There is going to be no money involved in any of these because I don't have money to involve in these. So there will be no money involved in any of these short films. So we're going to make 13 short films in one location with no money. And a pocket one will probably be my main camera. So it's going to be an adventure. And it's going to be wild. But it's going to be so cool. And I'm excited to drag you on this adventure with me. And I don't know how long it'll take to make our 13 films. It could take years to get all 13 shot, but I do believe it is going to be amazing once we do. I think you used to be able to walk through there. It'll be amazing once we do. Like, there's so many nooks and crannies that we could hide our main protagonist in while she's running from stuff. There's certain things like this spot here is in between two pillars on the top of the wall, so it's like a little alcove, that's the word. You could have her walk past, have the camera facing her out, then switch the angle of the camera, have her walk past again, but have someone standing here. So the camera would be up against that wall the second time, have her walk past, and there's someone standing here. Like, I don't think you need to spend thousands on a location to be able to shoot it properly. Now, I know I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Please, any locations you're using, leave them how you find them. Okay, so this location will be left exactly as I find it by the time I'm done my 13 short films. It'll be exact same way. It'll look like there was nobody here for this filming. I do as well think I would like to do them by day, which is very different because horror is usually by night. Okay, and horror is scarier by night. So it's bringing that element into it by doing it by day. Evening time, like this even, where it's starting to get darker, but it's not fully dark. And you unravel the horror through this way. So it'll be a bit harder to do, but I think it'll be worth it. I also want to work on special effects so I can figure out how to get people passing these areas here that you can't get into, and I'm not going through any dodgy means of getting any shots, because no, okay, we're doing things safely and by the book. But I want to be able to get people in these windows here as well. Now the Pocket One isn't going to be the most amazing camera for this, but we have to remember we're working with what we've got, okay? I do have a Canon that I will bring with me as well for shots, and my dad has a drone, so I'll be able to borrow that. But we're also working with what we have, how we have it, and a visual impairment. So we have some extra challenges to work through. Instead of just having your normal everyday challenges that a filmmaker would have, we have some extra ones that we also need to be working through as well. So yeah, there'll be 13 short films shot here. The beginning one will be the summoning. The second one will be set back over here because I really liked that location for it, where we summon the kayak. So that'll be here. And then there'll be the found footage, and then there'll be the kayak summoning different creatures. So they'll be shot at different times, and there'll be different creatures summoned. So it'll be different folklore and mythological Irish creatures. And we do have some fun ones, like we have the banshee, we have a vampire. Okay, bet you weren't expecting that. We have an Irish vampire. And a lot of it's going to have to be done through sound. Sound design is going to have to be a huge part of it, because I don't have the actors or the budget to hire the actors and the costume design and stuff like that. So a lot of it will have to be done through sound design. But just think of the idea of her walking down this way, straight through this archway, turning left, and boom. Now, if you watch The Tower Witch, I believe that is what happens there. We do end up in that location, and we do walk through. Look at this bird. We do walk through it. This is beautiful. I hope I'm getting this. We do walk through the area of Kilcrea. It's beautiful. And we do get some amazing shots in that. And we'll continue with that. We'll also have a camcorder that I bought really cheap again, ages ago, that has night vision. I think I paid none of my cameras, aside from the Pocket One, which was €150, I think. None of my cameras have cost more than €50. My Pocket One and my Canon EOS, but I bought my Canon EOS in 2019 while I was in college. We're now in 2025. I've had it for a very long time. So if I was to buy it now, it would cost nowhere near what I paid for it at the time. So none of my cameras are costing that much money, but they're all bought before this. Oh, this is so sad. Sorry, I started reading a tombstone. None of them were bought for this specifically, and we're using what we have now. You can use your phone, okay? Use your phone. Film on your phone. Get footage on your phone. Make entire short films on your phone if that's what you have. And we'll be using my phone as well. The drone will be borrowing, but you don't need a drone shot. Like, you really don't. Like, you can get a selfie stick and get like a really high up shot using selfie sticks. You know, we can find smart, cheap, free, easy ways to do things. Free being our main concern for this. So while it will be shot on the Pocket One and the EOS 7 and my phone, these are cheap and these are free for this shoot, basically, because they were bought before this was even considered. Except the Pocket One, I got that recently, but that was actually for something completely different, and it's ended up being my favorite main camera. So I just need to work on the settings to make it a bit more cinematic, but it has become my favorite main camera. We were just over there as well. I think we were talking about the Tower Witch on that part. But like, look at this. It is unbelievable. There's also a castle across the way that I will bring you to another evening, but not tonight. But just drone footage through all this. Drone footage from above there. Drone footage coming through that entrance up there and going over while she's walking through would be just amazing. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to sign off this evening. And thank you all for being here and enjoying this with me. And I hope you all get out there and start making your films. Okay, start making your short films in whatever capacity you can, using whatever equipment you have, and let me know when you've made them, because I'm dying to see them. Not literally, please don't kill me. But yeah, I'm dying to see them, so please let me know when you have shot them, when you have done them, what you've done. And I would just like even post, if you can post links in my comments, and please post links to your short films, because I'd love to see them and I would love others to see them as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you all for joining me this evening, and remember, stay spooky. Talk to you later, everyone.